welcome to this week's Warriors HQ, your official midweek show. Coming up in this week's show, we catch up with Gregor Townsend on the move to Rugby Park next weekend. We're at the launch of this year's awards dinner, sponsored by Malcolm Group. We catch up with former Glasgow player Gordon McAlister, and we have highlights of Scotland under-20s win over England. Next weekend, we're moving our game against Munster from Scotstoun due to the pitch being waterlogged to Rugby Park in Kilmarnock again, and we're switching it to Friday night. How disappointing is it to not be back at Scotstoun? But on the plus side, it was a good game at Rugby Park with Racing and a good win as well.
Yeah, let's look at the positives first of all. Kilmarnock was a great experience. Our supporters travelled in big numbers, so we really appreciate that, and created a lot of noise. It was an excellent atmosphere for us to play against one of the best teams in Europe, and the players performed really well. We played for 80 minutes. We enjoyed the surface. We enjoyed the home changing room, the Kilmarnock changing room, and we've got good memories from that place. I think with the continual rain that we've had, obviously our pitch isn't capable of hosting a game yet, and it's a great opportunity for us to play in a good surface and a really good stadium, and it'll be a very tough game.
Al, we're here at Malcolm Group launching the awards dinner. This must be an event that you're looking forward to.
It's a great event. It's about celebrating the season, celebrating success within that season, and looking at individual players that have stood out throughout the year.
And the event's going to be sponsored by Malcolm Group for the second year in a row. It must be great to have their backing.
Absolutely. I mean, Walter Malcolm and Malcolm Group have been involved for a number of years now at Glasgow. Obviously, Walter pulled on the jersey many times himself, so it's great to have a company like that involved, and obviously sponsoring the dinner and sponsoring the Leadership Award.
This week at Scotstoun, we caught up with former Scotland and Glasgow prop Gordon McAlister, who now lives in Vancouver.
When you played for Glasgow, we weren't based here at Scotstoun, we were based at Hewington. What was that like? Where did you train, and what was Hewington like as a stadium to play at?
Hewington was a funny place to play, actually. The away dressing rooms and the home dressing rooms were probably the size of this, both of them, I would say, and the showers were even smaller. And yeah, it was an interesting place. The one good thing was your fans were right down by your side. You know, one big stadium. We had a lot of good games there. Lots of fun. The training was a bit different. We had to train at DL. We trained at Grangemouth. We trained like all over the place. We travelled, you know, in one day we used to travel all over the place, doing all the different training, running training, weight training, rugby training. It was interesting, but we made it work.
And for Glasgow, you played alongside some great players who have gone on to play and do great things for Scotland. People like Jason White, Glenn Metcalf, Johnny Petrie. Who were the sort of main characters in the dressing room when you were at the Warriors?
Yeah, Johnny Petrie. I liked his sense of humour. He had a really good sense of humour. Ian Jardine was probably one of the older heads. He was kind of the most serious guy, and he used to take his jumper and his shirt off at the same time, and we'd go up and tie his sleeves together. So we'd go put it back on again, and it used to get him so mad because he was like running about, who did this? But it was always wee silly pranks like that, and putting stuff in your shoes and stuff in your kit bags, and nothing too bad, but you know, we always liked a good laugh.
Scotland under-20s recorded a famous win against England at Broadwood on Friday night when Scott Cummings and Matt Smith got on the score sheet. Here is the best of the action.
Durkin stuff as you like, and then Simmons, delicate kick, beautifully picked up by Kinghorn. Kinghorn up the touchline. Great running by the Scotland fullback. Infield it goes. This is Rory Hutchison. Back to Kinghorn. What a piece of play by Scotland. Oh, that is a try out of the top drawer. Pressure on the England try line. England leading, of course, by 1 point. There goes Davidson. Chance here for McCallum. McCallum's there. McCallum gets the score for Scotland to put the Scots 10-6 in the lead on the stroke of half-time. The bodies, oh, here goes Hugh Fraser. Fraser again, running a wee bit out of room. Inside it goes. Chance for Miller. Scotland leading 12-6 and hammering on England's try line. Fraser again. There goes Davidson. And Cummings in attendance. Here are the big guys. Kerr at the foot of that very stout English defence. McCallum with one try already, going for number 2, is not going to get it this time. Kerr out it comes, this time it's Cummings. Cummings is there for Scotland. Try number 3 for the Scots. Stretching up, oh, and away it goes. This is Matt Smith. Smith for the corner is there. Smith has got try number 4. 22 points to 6, and the Scots are really beginning to hammer England at Braidwood.
That's all for this week. We'll be back next Wednesday at 5 PM on Glasgow Warriors TV, and we'll have highlights of this weekend's game against Ulster.